For you as a brand, you are not going to get the engagement and the attraction to your brand you want if you're using influencers who who aren't aligned with your product. Somebody sent me a DM today asking what my views on influencer marketing and influencer collaborations for a clothing brand were. They have started recently a clothing brand, and they wanted some of my thoughts. I told them I would give them on the live. I get quite a few DMs now, so it's easier for me to talk to you guys all at once on here with it. But yeah, anyone looking to use influencer marketing, whether it's for clothing or anything else, there are quite a few considerations for you. I mean, first of all, you've got to think about your budgets, because however you skin it, to get influencer collaboration is going to cost you money in some way, shape or form. Whether you're actually paying these people or whether you're just gifting them clothes to wear. Either way, it's costing you. Obviously, it will be costing you more if you've got to pay them as well. But I guess as with most things in life, you get what you pay for. If you want more and more exposure from more and more people, then realistically that is going to cost you. I think it's very important to work with influencers whose brand values match your brand values. And that's, for me, that's just as important for the influencer as it is for the brand. I think the influencers lose the respect of their audience if they start repping stuff that is completely against their beliefs. There's no point having a vegetarian influencer doing shout outs for pork chops, just because they're great pork chops. But also, for you as a brand, you are not going to get the engagement and the attraction to your brand you want if you're using influencers who aren't aligned with your product, regardless of how big their followings may be. If they're the wrong people, they aren't going to do you any favors. What else? I also think you should. I mean, again, I'm assuming, we're talking about people with limited budgets here. So I also think it's important that you probably select, a smaller number of people, maybe just one or two people to work with, and work with them over a prolonged period of time, rather than just one post here and one post there, willy-nilly from different influencers. Obviously, yourselves that when you look at somebody's story, the lifespan of that story is 24 hours, and they've probably got lots of other stuff on the story as well. So it's quite easy for your post and your product to get lost in the sea of stuff out there. So I think it's important to try and work with these people on a longer term basis, so they can post more and more and more about you and get your and that their audience starts to get used to them wearing your product or representing your product and doing it on a more regular basis. It obviously gives it a lot more chance for traction. And it also, I think, starts to feel a lot more legitimate. The longer term people, that they're doing it for. I think when you do posts with them as well, you really need to make sure that your posts are as non-salesy as possible, and that it's very much in the format that the particular influencers you're talking about still, that they normally post their stuff in. I mean, for me, there's nothing worse than a completely unrelated influencer marketing. I don't know, Forex. I mean, all of the influencers at the minute seem to be representing Forex and horse racing and that kind of stuff. I've not really seen anyone where the brand values of what they represent actually ties in with that kind of product in any way, shape or form. I mean, I know I sometimes use people to represent my products, and you could argue that my courses or some of my content isn't aligned with those specific influencers, but my justification to it is that I have genuine relationships with those people, and therefore there is an authentic reason to represent that product. So that's a few ideas for that fella who messaged me and anyone else who's thinking about using influencers.